Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work.
Fall in.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey the Commish, my man, the people's coach, Cornelius Cole. Y'all know what it is. Favorite bets on the next first formation morning sports talk coming at y'all after this past Christmas. So continue to enjoy your holidays. The season isn't over yet for the most part. You still got New Year's Eve and New Year's to come along, and then we could officially call 2023 the end. What's going on, Cornelius? How you doing this morning, bro?
I'm doing all right. Happy holidays to everybody. Man.
So you know what? It's always interesting to come back on in the morning after watching a team be beat or whatever case like that. Teams get beat. I'm not trying to keep any type of particular energy or whatever case like that. But I mean, squads get beat. It happens. Is what happens after that is what is going to be is what's going to be the tell of the tape. So of course, last night we had the teams that played. Some teams did worse than others. Some better than others. It happens, but I'm going to try to avoid going straight into that.
I was going to say, we talking NBA, right?
Yeah, NBA. Yeah, because the NFL is going to be an interesting topic and subject when you get to it because they like everyone's going to have. I'm very sure we're going to have some people come out who's going to have some things to say, and I'm wondering what their team's records are if they have a team. But in case
now is Lamar for MVP, man. I don't get
that. You know what I'm saying? It's like in my book, it's still as it has always been. It's going to be Christian McCaffrey. But I mean, we're definitely going to get to that, especially as I watch some of the analysts and stuff like that make more than what we do to talk about it. We're going to definitely get to that. But last night, 5 games in the NBA in which I don't know. What did you think about the Christmas NBA on Christmas Day lineup there?
I actually like some of the matchups that they had. Golden State and the Nuggets. That was a pretty good game for the first half. I agree with Steve Kerr on the second half. Like, man, all Joker gotta do is flop to get a foul, man. I mean, it ain't gotta be a real foul. He ain't even gotta be facing the basket to get 2 free throws on a shot, man. I was like, that's ridiculous, refs. Like some of the calls, man. Like they definitely gave Joker a Christmas gift. I think he shot like almost 20 free throws in that game last night. Like
18. Yeah. 18.
Like that was just ridiculous. It's like, I'm not gonna say that they ain't letting them play defense. I'm just gonna say that flopping is out of control. I thought the refs was taught to stop the flopping, but it's like you saw it. I mean, everybody saw it on Christmas Day. Joker flops like majorly.
So I don't know when flopping became the culture in the NBA, but I mean it is. And of course, like you just said, I thought initially that the NBA was supposed to have did something to kind of limit that, where you get your penalty is a little more severe when you flop. So I'm not understanding, you know what I'm saying? I know, like you said, Steve Kerr went on a rant and tangent. We all know he's going to have a fine coming soon for the disparaging comments in reference to the officiating of the game. But like you said, Joker was where I just seen his stat. Jokic, 18 for 18 from the free. That's 18.3 points. In which, you know, saying some of the rank, like 18. That's if he's a proficient free throw shooter, then that's gold.
I'm not gonna say all his fouls. I mean, some of them was fouls, but a lot of them, man, I was like, man, he got a foul. He picked up an offensive foul on Steph Curry, man. Where I was like, for real, all he did was just throw his hands in the air and they blew the whistle. It was like, come on, man. And you know, Steph ain't push him that hard. Like Steph ain't never been that strong. I mean, I'm just saying, Steph ain't never been that strong. No
What up,
disrespect.
Jay? What's going on? Merry Christmas to you, brother.
But I like what I see from the Golden State Warriors though. Now that they without Draymond, the young
Jackson.
players that they done put in the lineup, like they done benched Wiggins and Paul, benched them, and they starting two young dudes, the Padinsky, whatever his name was. He can play some ball.
Yeah, he can play. He's. I think they're looking at him to be to cover down and be the next. I guess you could say the next bridge to what the Golden State Warriors have. So he can go for the most part. Like you say, Jonathan Kuminga, who was a draft pick. And it's interesting when you look at it like now. When you look at it, looking at Kuminga, Moody, and the fact that your man, you was just talking about it the other day. What's his name? Wagner from that plays in Orlando. He could have been a Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
They had a chance. They could have drafted him because you look at it where Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody are now. They were both taken in the same draft, in which there was also Wagner that was there, as well as Seguin from Houston. He was available at the time in which they took those players. So imagine what it's interesting. Like we always talk about, like, yo, what could they have been? But of course we know different. It's different when you're actually in the organization. So would it have been the same? Like looking at like I keep on standing trying to get Clay in LA. If Clay is in LA, is he the same Clay Thompson or is he a different Clay Thompson? Like, where does that go? So I guess
think he's different.
You think he's different?
I think he must need it different. I think his role will change in LA. He wouldn't have to take as many shots in LA. But he'll just have to set and hit the shot. Just wait for the pass to come to him. You know, either AD passing him the ball or like Golden State, they still try to run sets for him. Especially with the second team. Like what I was watching, the second team, they try to run sets for him. He's just not that dude. Like he playing better, but he not that Clay that he was
he's
before.
Not the Clay that we felt that everyone fell in love with the original splash.
So now, like more set shots for him look like that'll be right up his alley right now. Probably get him in better rhythms too.
So looking at this game, like you said yesterday, when you look at the two teams right now, of course we know you have Steph, we just got finished talking about Clay, you have Jokic. Outside of those players in which I just named, who do you think are the people in which are really the ones that make the teams go at this point? 15-15 Golden State, they're currently 500, but we still know you can't count the Golden State Warriors out, and of course Denver Nuggets currently 22-10. But who outside of those names, who do you think is the ones that really are needed in their offense, needed on the team still to for them to be successful?
Look like the Nuggets, man. They need like Jamal Murray is a big part of what they do, and Michael Porter Jr., man. I heard Richard Jefferson kept calling him MPJ or whatever. So but I'm just saying, Michael Porter Jr. He important, but I think the Nuggets got a good team. I mean, because KDP put in buckets when they need him to put in buckets. He played good defense. Even Reggie Jackson off the bench played good on that team. I mean, Reggie Jackson always played pretty good, except for, I know he was a starter one while back in his Detroit days or something, but dude is a good veteran. He's a good veteran to have. I don't know if he's going to be in the rotation. They like last year, he wasn't heavily in the rotation. But I think, like he'll get in the rotation. I think he'll get in the rotation during the season, but postseason, I don't know about Reggie Jackson. But it seems like the Nuggets need all that to make them go. Because when they put Joker on the bench, they don't look that good a lot of times when he's on the bench. Like Golden State was able to make runs when like when Joker not in the game, but as soon as Joker come back in the game, it's a different story. But I think they need all eight pieces. I think if one piece not really there, they can still win games regular season, but postseason they gonna need all of them. Gordon, they gonna need all of them dudes, just like they did last year for their run. I think all of them played like. I think they understand they good role players. They got good role players.
What's going on, Jonathan? Glad to have information with us. Good morning, Merry Christmas. What's going on, my brother? What's good with you there?
Happy holidays down there. What's up with it?
What it do, man? WGO. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? I just feel like I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect to see Trey this morning. I didn't expect to see you, bro.
You know what?
I didn't expect to see you. I know y'all doing NBA. I know y'all doing NBA, so I don't want to interrupt that.
It's good, Richard, to look at the fact that the Lakers and the 49ers lose again on the same. But I mean, it is what it is. I still think and take it as it comes. Did you check out any? I know you looked at the NFL games. Did you check out the NBA games there, Bishop?
No, I know I missed the NBA games, man. I was so so agitated about our game. And I really wanted to see y'all's game with the Ravens, because of course that game was of course the MVP game, as we like to call it, that everybody's calling it, because we know we had 3 MVP front runners that played in that game. So of course whoever was going to show out the most is likely the one that they're looking at to be the MVP for the league this year. So I didn't check out any of the NBA games, but were they good? I know.
It was just we was just talking about Golden State in Washington. He like that was the better of the game. I guess you could look at it. The score 121-14. Of course, we look at it pretty close. But I ask y'all this: of course, Bishop, you being from the East Coast, and the Knicks and the Bucks. Why is it that, in you guys' opinion, why is it that there's so much ridicule of the Knicks? Is it because of the market they play in? Because when I look at it, the Knicks have never really been that team. I mean, back when a while ago, they haven't been
what you call? Yeah.
So what y'all think is just the market in which saying that comes with it, or what's going on?
I think it's the expectations of Knick basketball. You know what I'm saying? Nick, when you think of basketball, and you probably gonna disagree with me, Trey, when it comes to this, but when you think of basketball, right, a lot of people think of East Coast basketball.
It's not bad. It's okay. I was about to say it's not baseball.
Yeah, I got you, but being that it is basketball, and I'm sure
the Mecca.
Exactly, pretty much everybody, when they think of Rutgers Island, things of that, everybody I feel like a lot of people feel like that basketball, New York is the ground level for basketball when it's all said and done. In my opinion, I think that's what people think and what people expect when it comes to basketball, that basketball is going to have, or New York is going to have the best talent, so-called, of basketball players coming from and out of that state. So a lot of I feel like what up, Key? I feel like a lot of expectations come from the city of New York. Or the state of New York, should I say? The state of New York, whether it be Brooklyn, whether it be the Knicks, things of that nature. So I just think a lot of people and I totally agree with you, Trey. Like, outside of the what's his name? We had I'm talking about back in the day. We had the Carmelo Anthony's. We had the I'm saying, when he was there. We had the Patrick Ewings and all of that, but and then the Knicks got a decent squad now, but when it's all said and done, it's like, when was the last, when was the Knicks that team? You know what I'm saying? It was a time during the Jordan era that the Knicks were, making the playoffs quite often and things of that nature, but of course they would always have to run across the Chicago Bulls, and the Bulls would knock them out or whatever. However, and then it was the Detroit Pistons era with Stephon Marbury, thank you, things of that nature. So I think a lot of people feel like, they expect. I almost feel like people want, or I won't say all people, but some people want the Knicks to win. People, because in a way, and let me ask y'all both this: We know in football, Dallas is America's team. Who's America's team in basketball? Because I would like to say the Yankees are probably somewhat the America's team in football. I mean, in baseball. Who's the America's team in basketball, in y'all's opinion?
I think the Lakers.
Well, I think it's split. I think it's split with tradition between the Lakers and the Celtics. Like I think it's split. Like the two most traditional teams.
Okay.
17 and 17 championships apiece.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this, right? And by that, so what gives you that theory? What gives y'all that theory? Is it what makes America team? That's the question. What makes in each sport? Good question. In each sport, what makes that team? The Cowboys, the Yankees, and y'all say Boston and the Lakers. I'm not even denying the fact that that is a good answer. What makes a team the America's team? Is it championships?
Everybody loves you and everybody hates you. You know, like that's the truth. Everybody love you and everybody hates you. It's like, you know, like it's a lot of people. Just as many people root for the Lakers to win. They root for them to lose. Just as many people root for the Celtics to win. They root for them to lose. Same thing, Cowboys, Yankees. Right. That's what it is. Like everybody want to see you either win or lose.
Okay,
but you know what, coaching and go like saying that right when you think about it also is like, but how does the New York get in that conversation? Like championships, like the Yankees champions, whether they're doing it now or they champions in the past, the Lakers in Boston, just like what this was just saying, the Cowboys have championships. I still don't understand how they became America's team, but you know what I'm saying? His
theory makes sense. His theory makes sense.
But it's still saying they are championship, because when you think about it, it's a couple of teams that has more championships than them, or you know what I'm saying, that's out there. But I mean, it has been, I would even think, how many times have y'all been to the Super Bowl? 7 times?
Like 7 or 8 times. Like they went a lot of times.
Yeah.
Remember,
before I was
born, they was, you know, before I was born, they was in the championship. You know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday, TT. With that being said, so yeah, that's a good question, because that's what I was gonna go with next. Trey, was, is it championships that make you the America's team? Because again, if that's the case, why aren't the 49ers America's team?
True that, and they've been the 8. They've been the 8 of them.
Right. And if we look at history. Right. If we look at history,
you got 5 like we got 5. What you talking about? What you talking about?
Get him,
you got 5 like we got 5.
Get him,
again, like I said, 5. We like, but we've been to the. We have more our losses in which we had, because we was 5-0 for a second. We lost our first one in 2012 to the Ravens. Then we lost the next one to Kansas City. So true enough, it was 5-2.
Right.
5-2.
But I mean, that's just the thing, man. America's team is crazy. I think no other sport outside of, the sport that calls their team America's team the most is of course football, which is the Dallas Cowboys.
Which is funny, because America's pastime is supposed to be baseball.
Baseball, which is crazy,
used
right?
To be baseball,
right?
Past them all now.
Yeah. Which is crazy, right? Yeah, baseball, which is crazy, but I don't know. I've always been, and again, another team, which always not bothered me, but just had me wondering. Like, I would have thought the Patriots would be called America's team because of the colors. You know what I'm saying? Being what we stand on as a country, the patriotic, the Patriots. Yet again, it's the Dallas Cowboys, and I've always wondered: is it because of the star? It's definitely not because of the colors, because Dallas doesn't have anything red in it. So I was like, what really gave Dallas the label of America's team? But I totally understand where you're coming from, CC. The love and hate thing, I get it, because there are so many people that love Dallas, and there's just so many people that hate Dallas. So I totally understand it. It's the good and the evil, the good cop, bad cop. I get it. But I back to your initial question though, Trey, in regards to the Knicks, I just feel like at some point that, in a way, I feel like some people feel, or some fans have that feeling that they are just huge Knicks supporters, Knicks fans, and they just want the Knicks to be better at something that they should be considered better in. Being from the
Yeah,
state of Texas, being from the state of New York.
yeah, it's the media market, man. When it comes to the
Okay.
Knicks, it's purely like the biggest media market on the planet. You know, New York. And here's the funny thing is they say New York is the Mecca, but you don't really see nobody from New York, actually from New York, that be balling in recent times in the league. Like, name me one person from New York that's a superstar in the NBA. Like, you really just don't see it. Like, Carmelo wasn't even from New York. He was from, he Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to talk, like, for real, like, they ain't really like, it's supposed to be the Mecca, but they don't really put ballers in the league.
That's
No
safe.
superstar ballers from New York.
That's safe to say. I
So
totally.
the other
But
day,
it's purely the market, man. You in New York, it's the market. Is you expect to do a whole lot in a place like that, like in all sports really, but basketball mainly because it's supposed to be the home of the ballers,
Facts.
so but when you look at it, of course, like you said yesterday, the Bucks fell to the Knicks yesterday, 122-129 at the Christmas game. We discussed already 121-14. The Nuggets victorious over the Warriors. The 76ers fell to a team that was void of Jimmy buckets, 119-113. But the guy we was talking about just the other day, Jaime Jaquez, he held them up. He held them down. I don't know how LA let him out of Los Angeles, but
That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. Kaminga, all these people, y'all just let everybody go. Y'all say, "Oh, we don't need them no more."
Right.
Y'all just let everybody go.
Caruso, all those dudes, y'all just say y'all rather struggle. y'all rather struggle.
Injury-prone players. No, y'all got injury-prone players. Yeah, y'all just rather struggle. We gonna fight through it. We gonna fight through it.
It'll feel better. It'll feel better.
Yeah. That part.
The Mavericks, Luka dropping 50 points.
Luka with the 50 piece.
He dropped 50
on Monday. The fourth player in the Christmas games to drop.
Did he drop 50 to win though? He dropped 50 to win.
Yeah, he got 50 in the win.
Okay. So he wasn't like what you called the other night.
And 10,000 points in the career.
Already
10,000
points. 358 games.
What season is he in? What year is this for him?
Luka is what?
Fourth?
No, he's ahead. I think it's like 6. Is it 6 years?
It's been 6.
It's 6. Him and Trae Young been 6. It's like 5 or 6, right?
5 or 6, something like that. Yeah. And it's funny, like they're always going to be meshed together.
Yeah, because of that trade. Yep, because of that trade.
Like when y'all bringing that up, looking at it, who do you think won that trade at this point? Is it
Dallas, without question. And but let me hold on, CC.
But could Luka have been Luka in Atlanta though?
Yeah. He still would, and this is the thing. I think Trae still could have been Trae in Dallas. I will say this: Luka's had a better supporting cast than Trae has. I truly believe. I believe that, bro. I mean, y'all, we can debate it, but I feel like Luka has had a better supporting cast than Trae has out in Atlanta. Talk to me about it. Y'all disagree?
Well, they both have been to think about it. They both have been to a conference finals already.
Right?
Facts. So, I think Luka got the better end of the deal because Dallas willing to spend more money to try to make that team something. Atlanta don't. Like Atlanta seemed like they ain't got on the page to put enough around. I do agree with that. They ain't got enough around Trae to make that team
right.
To get back to the conference finals again. Like they didn't invest or evolve or whatever to get there again. I think Luka got another shot at some point.
So I don't know about that statement because when you look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luka Doncic, in my opinion, Jimmy, correct me if I'm incorrect. Luka has been outside of Spencer Dinwiddie and Kristaps Porzingis over that time frame. Who has Luka? Oh, Jalen Brunson. I guess you could say that. Jalen Brunson. So outside of
Brunson, they went to the Western Conference Finals.
Jalen Brunson, correct? Yeah, it was Luka. It was the Luka and Jalen show, and Jalen popped smoke after that. obviously because you know what I'm saying it's Luka's team. I think
But
outside of
Luka had
that,
somebody. No, Luka had somebody else. Who else was it?
that's all
Like Luka
Luka's
got
had.
Kyrie right now, don't he?
Yeah, he got Kyrie now.
Yeah.
But then I thought he had somebody right before Kyrie.
He had Chris at Porzingis.
Oh,
Right, he had
Porzingis. That's who it
Porzingis.
was. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Porzingis.
Porzingis. And you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But so
But name Trey's. But name Trey's, Trey.
he's had Justin, he's got Collins. He's
He got Collins right now?
He has Devontae.
Yeah. Let's talk about in the past
Murray.
6 years. Let's talk about in the past 6 years though.
He has Murray.
He had Clint Capella and Bogdanovic. What's his name? Bogdanovic or something.
Yeah.
Come on, stop it.
Come on, you can't even compare it. That's what I'm saying. You can't compare.
I don't
When
know,
it comes
man.
to talent, all around talent, man. Come on, CC talent, man. Come on, man.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
Trey. That should be. He got your name, bro. Don't play him out like that. Don't stall him out, Trey.
I'm just saying. Like I don't know. I think he's had more. Okay, so I'll say this from the past. I think he's had more. He has more. Been more. Well, no, because he has Kyrie now.
Yeah, that part. That part.
I don't know, man. I don't think
that was gonna work.
I don't know if Luke, like you said, I don't know if Trey could, if Luka would. I don't know if Luka would be as successful and be at the same point he is now if he was he was in Atlanta. Yeah,
I don't know. What you think, CC?
I don't know about that.
I think if Luka was in Atlanta, I still think he'll be getting buckets. But I don't know if the team. I don't know if he could have took them to the Eastern Conference Finals like Trey did.
Maybe he could have.
But because that's, you got to keep in mind. Like,
right?
I was about to say, you got to keep in mind that's the East. He going from a whole different conference. He's leaving the West. If he's no longer in the West, he's in the East when he goes to Atlanta.
Would Luka be dominant in the East?
See, but that's the thing. He's got a big. There's bigger men.
He might be better in the East now. I'm just saying at the time that Trey, a few years ago when Trey took him to the Eastern Conference Finals, you got to think he went against what's his name? He went against Philadelphia, New York. He took on some teams like that was supposed to be better than them.
Right. Right.
And all he had was all I remember is he had Capella. I can't even remember too many more names that was on that team. Was Gallinari on that team?
I think so, but Gallinari.
I want to say he had Gallinari.
Yeah, he was injured.
But I just think that Trey stood up big by itself. Like when you saw Dallas do it, Luka missed a couple of games, so Bronson was really about it. But I don't think in Atlanta they just had enough. Like for Luka, I think Luka would be crying if he was in Atlanta.
So Luka, him and Trey are both in their 6th year. This is 6 years.
Okay.
In 6 years, Luka is already at 10,000 points. Damn, so when you look at that, that's in just under 400 games.
That's crazy.
Are we seeing 30,000 points within the next 800 games, maybe, or do you think he's going to start to do? Does Luka continue to
excel,
emerge, or does he fall off once he gets a team? Where do you think is the ceiling?
I think in my opinion, I think Luka, as long as he can stay healthy. As long as he can stay, and the thing is, like CC's, like the thing about it, Luka's doing this with Kyrie. So imagine this is the thing. He's doing this with Kyrie and its surrounded cast in which he has. Remember, he didn't have Kyrie before until last season. So him doing this with Kyrie, and depending on how long Kyrie's there and things like that, I feel like, and he's still young. Luka's barely 25? 26?
He's 25.
Bro, that's scary. That's scary. That's scary. That's real scary, bro. Like he's on the verge to surpass a few people in points. So I think as long as he can stay healthy and he can keep this pace, I think it could happen.
For me, it's about staying in shape, man. Like he ain't the best when it comes to staying in shape. If he stay in shape, he'll be all right. And to me, shape don't have nothing to do with weight, man. It's doing that 94 feet. You see, sometimes he be winded out there. You know what I'm saying? So if he stay in shape, I think and keep making the runs that they've been making. He'll be I think he'll get it.
Come get me.
Is there any have we seen his has he primed yet, or is there more do you think to see of Luka in reference to Luka? Like, is there a next level?
He ain't prime. Are you saying? Do you feel like he? Are you asking? Has he hit his plateau? Has he?
Yeah.
Has he
played? Yeah. You think?
No. Not to me. I don't think he has.
Nah, I think he got a little bit more to go. To me, it's going to depend on what what Dallas does, man. Are they going to keep teams around him, so he don't get so his morale don't go low, so he don't sink or something. Other than that, I think he got a chance to be way better and elevate a team. I don't know if he'll ever win. I don't know if he'll win a championship, but he can though.
I was about to say, has he missed that window?
No, real soon the other players gonna be out of there. He only 6 years deep. Normally you 7-8 years. That's when you start hitting the championship stride or whatever. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, last but not least, the Lakers last night, of course, played the Celtics, the historic teams. LA fell yet again, 2-6. So you know what? This is the thing, right? The Lakers are 2-6 in the last 8 games. And you hear it after. So before I said after winning the in-game tournament championship, the Lakers are 2-6 under the last 6 games, and they are being talked about. But no one's talking about the Phoenix Suns, who are 3-8 in the last 11 games. And they
know why?
Because they're not the Lakers. That's why.
No, that's not why. I can hear you. You don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna give you the answer.
No,
that's one. That's one. Y'all got so hype over a preseason.
It's not hype. Why is it hype?
Bruh, you would have thought y'all won the national NBA championship the way y'all hyped that up. Come on, bro. Like nobody.
Don't agree with him.
Yes, they did. CC,
man, y'all raising banners.
CC. When have you heard Trey? Let me ask you this: when have you heard anybody else do so much hoopla about raising the preseason banner?
Right,
in NBA, ever. Never. No one does that, bro.
Yeah.
No one does that. Y'all having ceremonies, giving keys to the mayor.
You know what? We won a NFL flag 12 and under championship for San Antonio, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna get a banner made and put it outside the house.
This dude here. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it's so much. That was one, what you just named, what you just mentioned. The second reason is, and this is why I truly believe this, and help me out, CC, if you believe this too. It's because of LeBron. Right. Because everybody has LeBron on this pedestal because of his age and where he's at, and the things in which he's steady accomplishing at the tender age of over 40. That's why. Mm-hmm. That is why. That is the whole reason. This whole season, whether you will choose to believe this or not, Trey, is going to be about how old LeBron is and the things he's still doing while he's at that age in the league. The whole season's finna be about that. That's all they talk about.
I agree with that. It's about because the crazy part is nobody, not even you, is mentioning that since y'all jumped all over AD been balling and it still ain't enough.
You know what? Mentioning that. You know what? I would give you that. I was going to say, and I had in my mind, like, I completely, you know what I'm saying? I digress. AD is doing what he's supposed to do now. He's the AD that we thought we had 5 years ago is, you know what I'm saying, starting to be that. So I completely get it. But, you know what I'm saying, like, Gabe Vince is about to have surgery, and he was the acquisition that we picked up, the biggest acquisition for one of the bigger acquisitions we picked up. The LA done went to a new lineup with LeBron at the point guard, AD at the 5, Vanderbilt at the 4. I mean, Vanderbilt at the 4. Yeah, at the 4. Tehran at the 2, and I'm missing someone. But your man on the bench, you know what I'm saying, in-state, Austin Reeves coming off the bench, and Rui and them coming off the bench. So it's so.
Which I don't understand why they got him coming off the bench. But go ahead.
Don't start. I just went through this whole situation.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Last week where he's like, why is Austin Reeves coming off the bench?
I don't get it, but go
But
ahead.
when you look at it, right, it's something to marvel at. Like LeBron is performing top notch at third, and I'm not a LeBron lover. Like I'm honestly not a LeBron lover. But what I look at, and it's just like I see Commissioner Mike Myers posted something on his page the other day, which I'm very sure is going to spark something with y'all guys. In which his comment was that LeBron never had an error. That Kobe passed. See your look on your face, Bishop. He said Kobe passed the torch to Steph, and LeBron never had an error.
I disagree.
I was gonna say, man, they just skipped. LeBron went to 8 straight championships.
That part.
Who else? Who else has done that besides? You got to go back to like Bill Russell or something like way back. Who went to 8 straight? You know,
and so I don't. He said, I remember we spoke about it briefly on when he was on, but I was like, it's hard to say LeBron doesn't have an era. Like, are we still in LeBron era?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I will say his era overlaps Kobe's. His era overlaps Kobe because Kobe's on his kind of like on his downstroke, on his down
with LeBron.
Yeah, I'm not saying he was declining in playing in balling, but he was on his back end. Kobe was on his back. We knew that it was a matter of time when LeBron came in the league that it wasn't too far after that when Kobe was going to be exiting. So I feel like and then CC, like you could chime in on that too. I feel like LeBron era kind of overlapped Kobe's era. In my opinion.
I think LeBron
did
era
it get swallowed by his era. Did it get swallowed?
I think LeBron era really hit when he was like the 2011 or whatever, man. Like, you know, like his 8th year, whenever he started, you know, like he went to Miami. Like you got to think he went to the championship. He came in the league 03. He went to the championship 07. You know, like, so I think his era really started for me, it started like when Kobe's was almost like Kobe won those 2 championships, 09 and 10 or something like that. And then LeBron took off from there 8 straight after that, right? Like LeBron went 8 straight.
Yeah. So would you say that because Kobe was polarizing that his era swallowed LeBron's the majority of LeBron's era, or
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Trey and CC. What labels an era for a player?
Their
dominance.
Me,
it's what the dominance of that time period. It's like you got to ask yourself, when did Kobe era start? Like
that part, and that's what made me ask that question. Like, CC.
When did Kobe era start?
So I think Kobe's era started, or presumably Kobe's era was that of after MJ was leaving, and Kobe took the mantle as being the next MJ type player. Because when you about to say, I know this is like
so hold on, but then keep that thought though. Hold on, Trey. So
Shaq
Kobe
didn't have an era?
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that.
That's what I was about to say. I was just about to say that. Like I was about to say that it was going to be. I know it's going to be like salt in Coach's mouth because he can't stand the correlation of Shaq and dominance in the same sentence. So,
did Shaq have an era? Like, are you just negating Shaq's time frame in which he was in the league and just putting overshadowing it with Kobe? Because you can't really do that. Because if you say an era is being labeled by your dominance, there's no more person. There's not another person who's dominant in the paint more than probably Shaquille O'Neal as a big man. Probably not one person more dominant. So that's a good question, CC.
I was just going
to say it. I was just going to say ask the same question.
So when you look at it in the conversation, which I think we just had it on maybe Friday, was Shaq the most dominant player, or was he just a dominant big man in the paint? Like, what you know what I'm saying? He used to clean up, like he used to put up points.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Shaq didn't, don't get me wrong. I asked who this, Shaq was the most dominant, but who did he dominate? But that don't mean he didn't. like he had an era. Like he had an era, and I think if you would have took Shaq off those early the Laker three-peat, I don't think you get a three-peat. I don't think you get it
Absolutely
with
not.
Kobe and Rick Fox and those dudes.
Fisher and all them. Nope.
You know, like I
Nope.
don't think you get it with an early Kobe. You definitely had to go with Shaq.
So this is my thing too, right? Also, when we talk about dominance, right? We're talking about dominance. You asked, was Shaq a dominant player or was he a dominant big man?
Mhm.
When you look at it like this, when you think about this, right? When there was Jordan, there was what? Jordan rules, right?
Mhm.
When there was Shaq, it was what? Hack a
Hack a
Shaq.
Shaq.
Hack
Yeah,
a Shaq.
hack a Shaq.
Why did you have to hack a Shaq? Because there was a point everyone knew.
Don't
Shaq
say
could-
that. Don't you
Listen,
dare.
listen.
Don't you dare try to. Don't try to change the narrative. We know
No,
why
I'm-
we Shaq.
Yeah, we knew it was
Because he
Hack-a-Shaq.
was dominant. It's because he
No,
couldn't shoot a
see,
free throw.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But he couldn't shoot free throws. But we knew he couldn't shoot free throws. But you hacked it because if he's in the paint, guaranteed 2 points. So would you rather put him on the line, knowing there's a 50-50, less than a 50-50 chance that he wasn't fitting to hit them free throws, compared to, if he get that ball in that center of that freaking paint, he killing everybody underneath that basket. Everybody. And was not nobody exempt.
They put it in the zone for like him and AI, right? Like
Right.
They started running the zone just to try to stop him and AI. So yeah, I mean that's an error for you, right? If that's not an error, what is it? They changed the whole game for you, you know.
That's the court. That's it right there. That part, what CC just said, right there.
In the words of Lauryn Hill, 2 MCs cannot occupy the same space at the same time.
Here you go.
It's against the laws of physics.
I mean, let's just be real. Kobe was a great player, man. But Kobe was like Lakers love Kobe.
Do y'all think Kobe gets too much? Does Kobe get too much love? Does he get love?
No, I think he gets the right amount of love. But you got to think. Kobe, you got to think. Kobe broke up that team, though, man. Like it was Kobe. Kobe. He wasn't the greatest teammate, like but neither was Jordan, right? Like Jordan wasn't a great teammate neither. So I'm just saying, like Kobe wasn't a good teammate for real. Like
that part. But some of the greats aren't. They'll tell you some of the greatest players aren't the best teammates. Some of the great players aren't the best teammates. But that does not knock them from being great.
It's like Jerry, they said Jerry Rice wasn't a good teammate neither. You know what I'm saying?
They sure did.
I heard Deion Sanders say that Jerry Rice wasn't a good teammate, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He the GOAT.
That part. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. But I mean, I don't know. To be honest, yes, I do. There was a Kobe Bryant era. Yes, I do believe LeBron. Huh?
Did he have that era? Did he hand the torch to Steph though?
I don't think so. That's crazy, right? And CC, help me, man. Y'all let me know. Steph is a special person, man, because that is the best pure
just
shooter.
Talking about era changing. Yeah.
Hold on, but Steph is the best pure shooter ever to grace a hardwood floor in the history of basketball, in my opinion. He's the best pure shooter ever to grace a hardwood floor. However, I cannot, and help me out, y'all. I cannot say that Steph has been labeled an era player because he's been overshadowed by so many other people. The LeBrons, the Kobes. The LeBrons, the Kobes, the what's his name out of used to be in Miami,
Dwayne Wade,
the Wades. You know what I'm saying? All these other players, he's been overshadowed, and now, I think it's safe to say Steph, even though he's still playing at a high level, he's on his back end, and now it's about to be Ja Morant in Zion's era. So I don't know. Y'all help me. CC, has Steph had an era?
I don't know about an era, but I think he had moments. Actually, I can say that he probably had a more of an error than an impact on the game because everybody want to shoot crazy range. I mean, Dame Lillard. We were talking about this the other day, Trey. Dame Lillard wasn't shooting from that distance until he saw Steph do it. You know what I'm saying? Like the range. He brought range to the game, but everybody want to shoot threes from long distance. Other than that, like you know, like I don't know if that's game changing enough, but like I think Steph has more. Like I was saying, more players want to be like these young kids. More of them want to be like Steph and Trey Young than they do. I heard a kid say they want to be the next LeBron, but I have heard them say they want to be the next Steph Curry.
So, and what it's going back to what y'all just said. What's good, Courtney? What's going on, Steve? You know what I'm saying? And what's going on, Frat? What's going on, Nate? So, in which we'll get to it soon. Lions win their division. Yeah, woohoo! But when we look at it, right? We just for what we just said, we talked about Hack and Shaq. We talked about MJ rules.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he is, but is not Steph very polarizing when it comes to him and his impact on the league? Is that error-esque, or is that just basically saying he had the impact on the league? 4 championships.
Well, I hear these people, Booker and all these people. I hear Mamba mentality more than I hear anything about
Correct.
Steph
right.
and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you hear Mamba mentality and stuff like Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
Booker,
hear Mamba mentality.
Antetokounmpo, all Mamba mentality.
Right.
Okay.
I would say this, even though they may not have labeled it yet for Steph, but he has done so much in the game that they have a special defense for Steph.
You think so?
Absolutely. They've had people where they've boxed and won to just Steph to run. They've pinpointed a player on teams who just run after Steph the entire game. And everybody else plays differently, but there's one person designated to just stay on top of Steph. Don't let him get that open spot. Don't let him get that. And everybody, and of course, everyone, Steve Kerr knows that. He knows that. So he has almost every player on the Golden State Warriors setting picks for Steph. I've never seen 4 guys set a pick for one person to get around to get an open shot. 4 guys from the center all the way down. Setting pick after pick after pick after pick, so he. Now,
what's interesting? You saying that would maybe think about before we transition to NFL is that all the best shooters, are the great shooters, are runners. Always get the ball running, setting pick, and then even some of the other ones, Rip Hamilton's, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, a lot of
and I agree with you on that to some point. Ray Allen's, the Reggie Millers, and all of them, yeah, they was running off pick, but I've never seen nobody run off and run through as many picks as Steph Curry has. Like they did it because, again, like CC said, the fact of the matter, you didn't have a Reggie Miller or a Ray Allen shooting from the distance in which Steph is shooting from. So the picks are different. They're high picks because he can shoot from anywhere on the court. Like you didn't see Ray Allen and Reggie Miller warming up during the warm-ups, shooting from half court and knocking them all down. You didn't see that. That was unheard of. But because the way Steph has changed the game,
that Reggie and Ray don't have range.
I'm not saying they don't have range. What I'm saying is they didn't need to shoot that far out.
Right.
They didn't need to.
Like this guy done made a bad shot good, man.
Yes.
It's not
made a bad shot.
It's consistent at that. I mean, he's more likely to hit it than he isn't.
That part, bro. Like I don't feel like they didn't have to, because no one was even thinking. Like anytime somebody shot that far out, it was because the clock was running out. The clock was running out. The shot clock was running out, or the clock was running out.
Saying that he is like literally, you have to pick this. He have to pick him up at half court, or
that part, or he will kill you. And I agree with CC. Damian's like that dude too. Damian has become that dude too. You have to pick him up at half court.
I
Because
let
Looking
Dak
back,
reception.
if he was playing in the Bulls era, they would Scottie Pippen would have had to pick him up 94 feet, man. You
That
would have
part.
had to pick him. You know what I'm saying? Scottie
That
would have
part,
had to
bro.
put the D on him 94 feet. You know,
That part, bro.
like
Agreed. I totally agree. You have to. The game has changed. The game has been has evolved to. It's no longer the big man game like it used to be. It is still there a little bit because of the type of big men we have in the league, the Embiids, the Greek freak and stuff like
yeah.
the Jokic and all of them. We got big men who can shoot the ball and everything now compared to back in the day. But the game has evolved so much and has changed so much to where these guys, like he said, and don't forget, let's not forget, Trey is another one who can shoot distance.
He's not consistent though. He's not in the
He's consistent enough.
He's range, but he's not.
He's consistent enough though.
Dame,
yeah, he's not a Dame or a Steph, but he's consistent enough to knock it down. Where you let him sit there and shoot it, he can knock that joker down from a good little distance. We didn't have that in the NBA back in the day, the Jordan era, the Kobe era. We didn't have those. We didn't have none of those. We had some great shooters. Don't get me wrong, some great light him up, leave him open. It's going down. It's down. But to sit there and let somebody you dare a person to shoot from half court. I dare you to let Steph shoot from there.
And like Tom said, also Steph can create. Like you have to guard if you come in because when he stretches the floor beyond any doubt. Because if you come up and try to like Coach was just saying, if you try to 94 feet, he might burn you. And now you got one man less that's got to now everyone else has to commit and collapse down. And like even one, you let him take the shot, or you break down on him and you leave him open, or you leave someone else open.
Mm-hmm. Straight facts. Straight facts.
So moving on into the NFL, gentlemen, we all have different teams. We all, Craig Hodges was deadly at one point. We all had different teams.
Mm-hmm.
2 of our 3 teams lost, but in that fact, were y'all satisfied with y'all's teams? Performance this weekend. Give or take. I mean, you have to win, you have to lose. Understandable. Were you? Let's do a deeper dive though. Were y'all satisfied?
Absolutely not. And I hope everybody that's listening. I am a true Eagles fan. But if y'all sit here, true Eagle fans, and y'all feel like we should be excited about that win yesterday, I see so many people because I'm in a lot of these Philadelphia Eagles groups. Oh, y'all should quit being Debbie Downer. Stop being so negative. It's not about negativity. It's about truth. If y'all sit here and believe if we should be excited about a win, a barely win over the Giants, who's won 4 games all season, we should be excited. And we barely got through to them. Barely. With a backup in Tyrod Taylor. Stop it.
Tyrod, you know what?
Stop it, man.
If Tyrod would have started the game,
we probably would have lost.
Tyrod would have started the game. It might have been a different game.
We probably would have lost.
Tyrod is that dude, man. Tyrod is Fitzpatrick. It's a new Fitzpatrick type player where he comes in and he goes on I think, you know what I'm saying, and I think Tyrod don't even really care anymore. But I think Tyrod, if Tyrod was to get a team, he can do some damage.
He's had his opportunities though. He's had his opportunity.
I think he could, I think if he would have started the first half of that game,
he would have gave us problems. He'd have gave us problems. Yeah. He gave us problems in the little bit of time he did play.
Yeah,
this man almost scored. He was on almost somewhat of a Hail Mary to almost win or to tie the game up. They had an opportunity to tie the game up. They just scored that touchdown and scored a 2-point conversion. They just sit us in the overtime. If we're having problems with the Giants at home, it's a very good possibility we could lose that last game in New York. It's a very very, and this is my thing, right? I've been saying this at Trey. I think I said this the last time I was on here. I am truly understanding why Nick Saban benched Jalen Hurts in that national championship game. Every single game, I see why Nick Saban did what he did. Because Jalen Hurts, not taking anything away from the man, he can play ball. However, at this point, you have to know when to get rid of the ball, when to take a sack. Which one is more important? Getting rid of the ball or taking the sack? It's getting rid of the ball. Let the ball go. There's no reason for you to run that ball out of bounds. Every great quarterback throws the ball to the line of scrimmage. Patrick Mahomes will flick a ball to the line of scrimmage, to the sideline before he take a sack. You know what I'm saying? Which was a huge loss for them yesterday. It was a huge loss for them yesterday too. Huge loss. But he will flick the ball forward in the vicinity of a receiver before he run out of bounds with that ball. Jalen will take that ball out of bounds like it's his baby boy. Like he taking the baby back home. Like, why are you doing this, Jalen? Why you? And then it's clear, CC. I know y'all seen this. It's clear. That last drive, right? Hassan Riddick was upset about something. And I'm trying to find out what it is. But he was upset. Nick Sirianni got on. He said something. You can read his lips. He said, "Get back on the field" to Hassan Riddick when they took that very last final timeout before that last play that the Giants ran. He told Hassan Riddick, "Get back on the field." Hassan Riddick was having a problem with something that was going on that field. Hopefully, I can find out what that is. But either way, and then right after that, Devontae Smith, while Sirianni was talking to Riddick, Devontae Smith was in a way in Sirianni's ear, like telling him, listen to Hassan. Like he was backing Hassan up about something. And then after Hassan went back on the field, him and Nick Sirianni kept going back and forth with words. And then, of course, y'all heard A.J. Brown didn't even do an interview. He said, "I'll accept the fine." He said he was always taught, if I ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. I'll accept the fine. There's problems on that sideline. Major problems on that sideline. And I think it all evolves around Nick Sirianni, the coach, the offensive coordinator, and the defensive coordinator. In my personal opinion, despite everything that's been going on with the Eagles, despite our 10-0 run, I feel like that whole offense, I feel like that whole coaching staff needs to be revised.
You know, this weekend, what I seen was this week was a bad week of, man, some of the play calling, some of the worst play calling, like from my team, that game, the Philadelphia Eagle game, some of the play calling was just mind-boggling, puzzling to me. Like, and some of the decision making by the quarterbacks. Like quarterbacks, this has been a year where I know it's been a lot of backup quarterbacks, but even the starting quarterbacks, they've been making poor decisions. Jalen Hurts make poor decisions. Dak Prescott make poor decisions. Purdy make poor decisions at times.
Absolutely.
All these quarterbacks, like even Lamar Jackson make poor decisions. Like at times, it's like everybody making just some of the most ridiculous decisions. I was like, man, like you talking about the Philly game. I think the Giants gave them a blessing before halftime. Like if they don't kick that field goal before halftime, you don't know where that game at because of the delay of game call. Like Jalen Hurts should have stepped out of bounds. He ran back inbounds.
Stupid. And you know you ain't got no timeouts.
They wouldn't have got no playoff if it wasn't for the delay of game call. So that was a bad play by the dude on the Giants. But at the same time, it was like Jalen Hurts made. It was like what he could have just walked out of bounds.
Bonehead decisions. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. I honestly believe we will not make it past the first round and playing the way we played for this past 5 weeks. We will not. Whoever it is we play, I think they got us playing. Who is it? Who did
y'all
see?
Currently, y'all the first seed. The second seed, correct?
Right.
Y'all gonna be the second seed. So
yeah, because they got them playing. They got y'all playing.
Like y'all got the Rams or something, huh? No, not the Rams.
I seen it last night. Who it is we got, but I forget. But whoever it is, bro, it's very possible we may be going home early. We may go home real early, and I'm not going. And if so, if we play like we supposed, if we play like we've been playing, I will not. That's what it is. The Seahawks. That's what it is.
It'll be the
Seahawks. The Seahawks. No, we lost to them.
Running it back. Yeah, but
that's why I'm like we lost to them. Like we had a game and we lost. We had that game and we lost to them. So in my particular opinion, like as long as we keep playing the way we playing, bro, we will not make it past the first round.
I feel the same way about my team, man. That was like
and y'all got Detroit first.
all I hear is everybody say something about the Dolphins. Well, the Cowboys played good against the Dolphins. We did not play good in that game. If you saw that game, we was awful in that game. Like, where's our defense? We supposed to have this world-class defense. They never show up on the road. Like, you never see this defense on the road. Where is the defense? Like, we couldn't stop. Like, we couldn't stop them. Like, technically, they kicked 5 field goals. Like, we kept them out of the end zone, but we couldn't stop them from getting in field goal range. Not one time. We ain't made, like, they sacked Dak 4 times. We got 1 sack. Where's this pass rush we supposed to have in these big games or whatever? In the games that count the most, where's the pass rush? Like, even when we beat Philly, we didn't sack Jalen Hurts all that much. We just got a couple of turnovers. But when we don't get the turnovers and stuff, man, we pitiful. Like, Dak make poor decisions. The coach make dumb decisions. Like, that game was lost on the first drive. Like, the first drive of the game.
That fumble.
Like, why that fumble changed? Like, but why are you trying to hand the ball off? Why are you running an RPO with a dude that don't touch the ball? Who is number 40 anyway?
I was about to say, when did y'all get a fullback? Because I was like,
y'all stop playing. That fullback has been there. Stop playing with him.
Man, stop it.
How many touches he had? How many touches he had this season? How many touches?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he hasn't had many, but he's been
okay. Why are you getting them now? Why are you getting them now? What was wrong with that? Was there something really actually wrong with that play? Like, if he hadn't fumbled
the
ball,
problem was
score.
Did you watch the play? The problem was
he never got the ball.
He didn't want the ball. Like, it was supposed to be an RPO. He thought Dak was gonna keep the ball. He never even tried to close the ball in his hand. Like, he thought Dak was just going, and Dak just dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? Dak just dropped the ball. Like, dude, he wasn't ready for the ball. He didn't want the ball. He thought he was gonna be a decoy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The Dallas line. What he say? The Dallas D line.
Man, he said the D line played well. No, they did not play well. 1 sack against Tua. No pressures. Like, they wasn't getting the Tua like they should have got the Tua, and then getting beat over the top like that. Like Tyreek Hill dropped a for sure touchdown pass. He smoked everybody out there. He dropped a for sure touchdown pass.
He did.
Like,
and then Waddle was and then Waddle was going off. Waddle did go off too.
Yeah,
Waddle got his play game in.
So, when you look at it, right, the 49ers are the first seed, Lions are the second seed, Eagles are the third, and Cowboys are the fifth. Currently,
the fifth or the fourth?
The fifth, it's not the fifth seed is expect. Well, these are teams that are already in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
So they currently right now Tampa Bay is sitting at the fourth seed in but we don't know how that's going to go. Tampa actually plays Atlanta this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Tampa gets the dub this week, I think they secure the position.
They'll win.
But it's crazy, right? How even at this time, it's interchangeable. Like, at this point, we still got 2 games left in the league in the season, and this can change from 1 to 5 can change. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 5 can change for the most part. San Francisco plays Washington next game. The Eagles play
Arizona.
That's presumably a win.
No, it ain't.
The Cowboys play Miami. That's the messed up thing about
Y'all got Miami again?
No, we play the Lions.
Yeah,
Detroit.
yeah, they play the Lions.
Oh,
that's not. Yeah, so they play the Lions. My fault. Yeah, they play the Lions. So that's going to be.
I think that's another loss. I think that's our first home loss right there against the Lions. I'm not going to even front. I think the way we've been playing, like, we just haven't been playing good enough. Like,
but y'all been playing great at home. Yeah, I'm about to say y'all play great at home, CC. Now y'all play. Yeah, I think y'all undefeated at home, ain't y'all this year?
Yeah, they're undefeated.
Yeah. We're undefeated at home. But the Lions playing pretty good football, right? Which is unexpected. They playing pretty good football.
They balling. They are. I can't knock them. They balling.
So, speaking on that, like we just said, of course, we was talking about earlier, Philadelphia knocked off, even though it was barely, knocked off the Giants 33-25. The Cowboys fell to the Dolphins 20-22. And the 49ers, of course, with the biggest loss of the top teams, fell 33-19. Brock Purdy, 4 interceptions. Although some of those interceptions wasn't his fault, but they get charged on 4 interceptions.
He threw 4?
Yeah,
Yeah, he threw 4 interceptions last night. Like Brock looked awful last night. Like he looked shook. That I knew that Ravens defense was good, but I didn't know they was that good, Trey.
So this is what we'll say, right?
Jeez.
And I'm not going to take anything because I'm not going to take anything from the defense. Like they shut us down. Though we only scored 19 points. Christian McCaffrey still had 100 yards rushing. Brock, even with 4 interceptions, he threw more receiving. He threw more yards than Lamar Jackson. But so looking at those interceptions, right? One, clearly, I don't know what he was looking at when he threw the one in the end zone. All he seen was Debo, because Debo was wide open, but he didn't see it. He didn't put the ball where it should have been put, evidently. And Hamilton was able to undercut it and get the first interception. The next two interceptions came off of batted balls. One was, of course, trying to dump off to the corner. Humphreys was able to get it. Not Humphreys. Who was it? It was tipped in the air. It was tipped in the air at the line, and then they caught it on the tip. And then the next one was a ricochet. The next one was a ricochet off a bang bang play. It was a 50-50 ball, and with Kittles and who was it? Hamilton. And then it was a ricochet, and no, it was a ricochet with Kittles and someone else, and Hamilton was the recipient of the third interception, and then the fourth interception was the ball. The ball was his elbow. He was hit at the line, and the trajectory of the ball went completely opposite of where McCaffrey was going, and it was an interception. So although he did throw, it's a total of 5 interceptions total because Sam Darnold threw an interception at when he came in.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're a tribute to him, but you know what I'm saying. And he just, I could say he didn't look good. That's what we could say. I mean, those interceptions were just.
Man, he was late with it. The reason why he was throwing them interceptions was because he was late with the ball. Like
yes,
you late with the ball. That's your fault. Except for the one where he got hit on the elbow. The rest of them, he was late with the ball.
That's all on the quarterback. That's all
mental, like you said, the mental aspect of it. Like, and it's like he never set his feet in the end zone. It's like we drove down the field, even in the first quarter. Like the first drive was all passes, and he went down the field effortlessly. But of course, I think he got too big and then tried to hit Debo. That's where the first interception came off. The first quarter was a battle. It was 3-5 or 3 or something like that, 10-5, and that was it. So I mean, I didn't like the performance, but I can live with that. And I know people try to talk about the 49er defense and all that type of stuff. The Ravens were a little more physical in this case, but of course, after they rattled him, it was a little bit different. So, and then it's Harbaugh. It's like we've always had a problem with Harbaugh. Harbaugh stopped us from getting our 6th Super Bowl when Kaepernick was the quarterback. So, understandable. But going on to a team like we just talked about that the Philly is dominant 30 years. Like I didn't think about that. Like, and we got to take in consideration the 30 years when Matthew Stafford was there and they hadn't made a Super Bowl. Here comes Jared Goff taking the team
to a playoff run.
So so saying that, is Jared Goff better than what we think? He done took one team to a Super Bowl before. Take it. Stafford has a Super Bowl with that team, which he took, that Jared Goff was traded for. But now Jared Goff is taking the Lions to a playoffs after 30 years.
Division winning playoff too. Like,
that part. Yeah, that's saying a lot about Jared Goff, man. In my opinion, that says a lot because the key. We all know the quarterback is the head of the team, and so him going into Detroit and changing that team around. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they've had other additions to add to that, but Jared Goff to be the leader of that team and come in and play with the type of talent in which he has to put that team in a position in which they're in right now speaks volumes, man. You cannot knock Jared Goff for that. This guy obviously can play the game and he facilitates the game well.
He definitely, I think he's the key. The game well. I think that is key. So of course, I'm saying What's going on, standing?
What up?
With us. DJ, what's crackulating, man? He has not stocked 12 on Derek on Purdy yet.
No, I don't see, and a lot of people see this is the thing, and don't you? I just knew Trey, you was gonna be the first one. I'm Purdy. I told you he was it. No, don't do that. Don't y'all do that. Don't y'all do that. What I would say, every quarterback is gonna have a bad game. This was his bad game. Let's just.
Well, he had a few of them, but he just had another one. I'd rather him get it out now as opposed to get it out in the first round.
But no, this was his bad game.
This year has been the worst. Like this year, been the worst quarterback. Man, it's been some bad. Like even Patrick Mahomes' game, and he's supposed to be the best. Like
right.
y'all saw Patrick Mahomes playing. It's like it's awful.
Bro, you see that? Kansas City got players over there throwing helmets. You don't see that. They over there throwing helmets over there, man. You didn't see Kelsey over there. Kelsey mad, man.
Oh, yeah.
They throwing helmets, man. And Andy Reid was like, "Look, bro, hey, we ain't used to this."
Yeah. Andy Reid was like, "Don't give him his helmet back." Like Andy Reid was like, "Don't give it back to him."
No. Like Nate said, man, Mahomes is void of weapons. Mahomes doesn't have weapons.
No,
he has no weapons.
It's not even just the weapons, Trey. It's you this deep in the season, and these dudes still can't run routes.
That part.
Like y'all not even on the same page. Like you this deep in the season, you can't run routes. Like come on.
Yeah. And they let and if you CC ain't man, if you like the one there was one route, I don't forget who ran it. I was like, that is sloppy. That is so sloppy. You wasn't finna lose. No, you wasn't finna lose our 12-year-old with that route. You was not about to lose our 12-year-old. That route was sloppy. Like you didn't have no type of decision making for whether the defender, the cornerback, had to make a decision on where he was going. He was on your heels the entire time. Don't get me wrong. There's times in which cornerbacks or DBs play great defense, but when you when you run lazy routes, there's no need to play great defense because I'm reading everything you do. You're doing it lackadaisical. It is what it is.
Without a doubt, you know what I'm saying? We can't deny what Detroit is doing right now.
Facts. And then you go, that running back team, that tandem,
Montgomery,
Gibbs. Oh boy. Them boys is balling.
They can run the ball. They can run that pass.
Yeah, them boys is balling. And golf don't have some of the greatest receivers either. Now let's keep it 100. You talk about Patrick. Golf ain't got like the best receivers in the league. He don't.
Yeah, I like his tight end. I like
Patrick,
Laporta.
They got
St. Brown or whatever his name is.
St. Brown.
Yeah, St. Brown.
You got to think, someone who hasn't emerged yet that they got, who hasn't emerged yet? Jameis Winston. I mean, not Jameis Winston. Williams.
St. Brown. I give you St. Brown.
St. Brown is nice. Of course he is. He's a Trojan. But he said, "Stop it." So, Jameis Williams. Yeah, Jameis Williams is. I think he's emerging slowly but surely. He done ran into a couple of issues and problems here and there. But
let me ask you this, Trey. Do they got 1,000? Do they have a 1,000-yard receiver?
No,
wait.
Currently not.
So
but do you need 1,000? I mean, Tampa has a 1,000-yard receiver for the last.
Of course,
years.
Exactly.
Come on,
Mike Evans, but he's one of. But my point, I say it, but my point is, unlike like the big receivers that are out there doing what they don't have nobody on the Lions have 1,000 yards receiving. So all I'm saying, they don't have that person who's putting them in contention. Like yes,
I think
1,000 yards Bishop on one. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, I think
there's a quarterback, a receiver by committee at this point.
I got
you. They spreading the ball around, but at the same time, that's the point. Like 1,000-yard receivers, like that normally comes with good play. A lot of times you associate it with good play, like you used to associate 1,000-yard rushing, not as receiving, but to spread the ball around like they spreading it around. To me, it's just so. For me, I'm impressed with the coaching staff. That they're able to not have a single person with 1,000 yards or whatever and still be able to do what they're doing. Like they got 11 wins on the season. I mean, Trey, I take my hat off to you. You called it. You said they was going to win that division, and they won that division.
Evidently, I haven't. I'm still striking out with the NFC South, but I guess 3 out of 4 isn't bad.
Everybody's striking out with the NFC South. The Saints are garbage.
They are. They straight trash, bro. They are straight trash right now.
Like,
So
the
yeah,
Saints.
so oddly enough, drunk. I would say that it did not call him back from that because Purdy in the picks or whatever case like that. So it's interesting. But the NFC, yeah, it's a crap show in the NFC South. We don't know who's going to win that. Although they looking hella good for Tampa Bay, the odds Baker Mayfield. You know what? I don't believe in Baker. He's looking good right now. You can't take
What?
what's good.
That's
Hell no. You don't
That's
believe
another
in
one
Baker.
that I was wrong about, Trey. I was wrong about the Baker Mayfield thing too. I didn't think,
Thank you.
like,
Appreciate you, CC.
Still got 2 games. Still
Thank
got
you,
2
CC.
games though.
I'm
you,
sorry,
CC.
DJ.
Thanks,
My fault,
CC.
DJ. I'm sorry. Ritter, I don't know, but Heineke did exactly what I thought he was going to do. So now we put that in position. I don't know. Maybe I told you don't get. I said do not let Heineke get a second chance, and Ritter lets Heineke get a second chance. So now, can Heineke bring him back
Trey, real quick?
Uh-huh.
Let me recant that. St. Brown does have 1,000 yards. He has 1,281.
Okay,
I wanted to make sure.
I think
he has 1,000 yards receiving.
So I was still, even then, I still think, in my opinion, I still think the Lions are a running back, wide receiver by committee organization. When you look at it, like we have, I mean, look at it. Of course, we know Tampa Bay, 1,000-yard receiver, 1,000-yard receiver in 1,000-yard receiver with what's my name? Mike Evans. Mike Evans is consistent 1,000-yard receiver. So I mean, we can't take that away from him.
Right.
Then you have 1,000-yard receiver, Puka Nacua in Los Angeles. I mean, and LA is on the cusp. They're beating on the door to get into the playoffs. You just talked about 1,000-yard receiver for St. Brown. So when you look at it, I mean, I think 1,000-yard receivers are cool, but I think the insight is that for the Lions, they are a committee at this point with the running the receivers.
But this is what I'm saying. Not, and of course, this is my team, of course. But I'm just saying, Brown and Smith both got 1,000 yards receiving. Both of them got 1,000 yards receiving. When you look at teams like Dallas, they have. Let me see who they got. Is
just CD Lamb.
CD. Yeah, and the next person closest to him is 600 yards, and that's the tight end Jake Ferguson. So CD Lamb, CD Lamb has 1,000 yards. And then when we look at your squad, Trey, we go to the San Francisco 49ers. Do y'all have 1,000-yard receiver?
I don't think so.
Probably not, because I don't think Debo and them
what's
did it.
What's the name?
No, Ayuk 1,200.
Ayuk, right?
Okay.
Brandon Ayuk got 1,200 yards. So you know what I'm saying. So and these are contenders. You feel me? These are contenders again. So people say, well, 1,000 yards receiving, do you need one of those? I feel like that is a recipe for a successful.
Well, yeah, he just like Nate says, Laporta is almost at 900 yards. He got 2,000-yard rushers. Like the 1,000-yard club, the 1,000-yard club is obviously
it's big.
Yeah.
But let's go to what you call, like you said. Let's go to Kansas City. Everybody was talking about Kansas City not having any receivers, and I bet you they don't have one. Kelsey is it. 968. Kelsey at 968.
So he's gonna get 1,000. I mean,
yeah, he'll probably get 1,000. He'll probably get 1,000 with these last 2 games. He only needs 40 yards, 38, 32
yards. I'm just gonna put that out there for Kansas City fans and Kansas City. The Swifties are bad luck for y'all. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, the Swifties are bad luck for y'all. That whole Taylor Swift thing is overblown and it's bad luck. Like, since she been sitting up in the booth. It was one thing when they said they was dating, but since she been sitting up in the booth, when the last time Kansas City looked good, like for real, like I'm just saying, like for real, since she been there, they've been horrible.
So DJ and Drunk actually make a good point right here. Of course, DJ says 1,000 yards isn't hard to really get, and then Drunk says 1,000 yards isn't what it used to be. Now we got to go to the 1,100 and 1,200 yard receivers in order to say, okay, they're making a difference.
Well,
y'all got
impact, right? Like 1,000 is good, you know what I'm saying?
And it's you say it's easy, but it's a little bit over. It's less than 100 yards a game. little less than 100 yards a game. You know what I'm saying? So it's you say it's easy, but really is it when you really think about it? Because these are professionals. Some of these guys like Travis Kelce, leading receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's a tight end. He's a tight end leading the whole team in receiving. Most teams got over 8 wide receivers. He's leading. Like this is my thing, right? I get you. 1,200 yards is more is saying something because you're doing over and beyond what it's probably expected of you to do. 1,200 yard receiving season.
75-yard season.
Wow.
I wouldn't go that far.
I know, right? That's a bit much, Henry. Come on, bro.
So looking at it, of course, the Raiders were able to knock off the Chiefs 20-14 of the in their game on Monday night. Was one of the teams. Someone talked about Buccaneers were able to knock off the Jaguars. I don't know what's going on with Jaguars.
The Jaguars fell off the cliff.
They
was hot. Came out blazing.
Now
look at them now.
They just can't get it together. I don't know what it is with the Jaguars. They got a squad. That's the thing. They got a squad. I don't know what it is with the Jaguars.
Man. It's that poor quarterback play again, man.
Again, that part. There it is. That is it. That is part of it.
Play.
That is it. That is
so,
it. I will say
looking at what DJ said earlier, of course, free space when it comes to Atlanta, Ritter, Heineke. But what about his saying they want Fields? He wants Fields. What do y'all think about the Bears? And
I told you if Justin Fields was in New England or in Atlanta, he would be a better quarterback. He would be. I mean, in Atlanta especially, he'll be killing right now in Atlanta. Like, I think that's a move they should really consider. I mean,
Chicago and go for that number one pick.
You know, Justin Fields will be better than Ritter. He'll be better than Heineke.
Yeah, without question. So you saying CC that Chicago should trade him and get that, go for the number one pick and try and get Caleb Williams? Because that's
I think they should. I think that's what they should do. Like put Justin on the market and go after the next big thing. Whether they can get whether Caleb Williams coming out or first get a coach. First get a coach that Caleb Williams want to play for.
Yeah, because he really don't, because they've already put it in Caleb's ear that he could possibly be headed to somewhere like Chicago or who is it? Yeah, you heard what he. Yeah, he could be headed to Chicago, or he could possibly headed down to I don't know what Arizona gonna do.
So y'all don't even see do y'all even see in the picture the crystal ball of Chicago keeping Justin and decide to go with him? Because
it's a possibility, but the Chicago has to focus on that offensive line, because as long as that offensive line don't protect Justin Fields, it's gonna be a problem no matter who they bring in.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb ain't gonna be able to do no more than what Justin did,
right?
If he ain't got the protection.
They got a lot of issues. I think with the running game. I think with the running game that Atlanta got, you put a Justin Fields with that running game. The offensive line can at least run block in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? They got a good running mix. So all you got to do is work on the pass protection and stuff, which a lot of teams struggling with pass protection lately. It's like if one offensive lineman get hurt, your whole offensive line shot these days.
Drunk, you tripping. Drunk, you tripping. You tripping. You straight tripping. But I know it's the holidays, bro. But you're not in the holiday spirit, obviously. You really tripping, bro. If you really think, remember, Trey, we had this conversation before, and somebody said something. When we was talking about somebody, I think this was I want to say this was last year, and somebody was saying, "Oh, they ain't that dude, they ain't that person." I said, wait until they go to another team. It'll tell the truth.
DJ Moore probably.
Was it DJ Moore? It was somebody. I can't remember who it was, but we had that same conversation. Drunk said that before.
Cornelius don't like DJ Moore either. He don't understand why. What's with DJ Moore?
That's what I was saying. Like DJ Moore, this is his best. Look, on a sorry Chicago Bear, this is his best season ever in the pros, Trey. This year. Playing with sorry Justin Fields and Badgett or whatever. Since y'all say Justin Fields sorry, playing with them, this is his best year in the pros. This is his best year. Let that sink in.
So I don't know if sending Justin Fields is the key, even if to go to Atlanta. But he's working right now in Chicago. So I don't know. Maybe they get something and able to put some pieces around him. Maybe get him. I don't know how they would let David Montgomery go, but they did.
Yeah, that was a dumb move. I don't know why they did that. That was a dumb move.
Because they just, you know what? He basically made the Lions the division champions when they did that. Yeah. They did that to themselves. Yeah. Then you let them go. I guess you can't say they let them go to a division rival, but I mean he was a free agent, so I mean it wasn't up to them. But I don't know. But Justin Fields, I continue to digress and say what we could have had, but we chose
Trey Lance.
Wow. He say not better than Ritter or Heineke. I disagree with that totally.
What? Man, y'all stop it. You must be drunk. You must be drunk right now. You really think you think Justin Fields ain't better than Ritter or Heineke? You crazy.
Oh boy.
Bro, you real crazy, bro. Like you don't even sound right. Like Justin.
So let's go back that. If you give Justin Fields, who's the receivers in Atlanta? If you give Justin Fields, okay. Woo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Think about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Think about it. It might be Atlanta might be the lick if you did that.
That's what I was saying.
Oh my goodness. Algier,
like London, Kyle Pitts,
London, think about it, bro. Think about it. CC said it for a reason. CC said it for a reason. Think about it.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That's weapons.
Bruh.
It's weapons. Look at DJ Strong. Let me hit that.
That part, those. I was drunk on something, man.
Up in St. Louis, all I get is Bears game. He's not good.
You can't see his potential if he's always on the run, bro. He's always running for his life, bro.
You running for your life out there.
Oh my goodness,
bro. He's like in church. I'm running for my life. He's in church every Sunday, man. Every Sunday, Justin is running for his life, bro.
That might be even to go off of what Druck was just saying. Even if Justin Fields isn't good, remember what the conversation we had saying a mediocre quarterback can do something with some weapons if he has
absolutely.
That might elevate him because, like he just said, like Cornelius just said, Pitts, London, Algier, Robinson, and then you add Justin Fields, like that might be that might be nasty.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. He go to Atlanta, bro. It's gonna be trouble.
They might win it. They might win the division. They might be, It might not even be a close one.
Yeah, they'll be.
And what y'all think about the Broncos though, man? Losing to the Patriots. How you supposed to competing? We was just talking about them possibly getting in the playoffs, Trey. And they lose to the Patriots.
I don't know what's going on with that one, CC. I really don't like. I don't know. Russell hitting them. He hitting whatchamacallit too much. They always she always pregnant going on. They just had another baby. He putting too much energy in the bedroom. He got a lot. Like say something for the game, man. Like say something for the game. I don't know. Russell just I don't know, man. There's no reason a game. There's no reason they should have lost that game. You do not lose to the Patriots. The Patriots. Really? Right now, anybody can beat the Patriots.
Any given Sunday is what
except Denver. Anybody can beat the Patriots, except Denver. Right?
Not when you're trying to get a playoff spot, man.
That part.
And that cost. I think that cost them. I think that.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
no doubt, it's over.
Yeah, like come on, man. You just gotta. I don't know. And now that's not gonna look good for Russ. That's not.
Not at all. I think
that's not gonna look good for him at all.
I think no matter. I think Russell out of there no matter what. You can see his head coach don't like him. He was screaming at him the
week before. Yeah. Absolutely was screaming at him the week before. So I don't know with that loss. Like you said, that was a win they needed to try and get in. And with that, I just don't know. Yeah.
So with the games yesterday and the performances, I guess this is a double-sided question, which I've been seeing a lot. Is Baltimore a clearly the best team in the NFL, and has now Lamar Jackson seated himself firmly as an MVP in your guys' opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson gonna be MVP.
Well,
How? I can't believe
CMC,
it. Go ahead.
CMC, CMC still in the picture though,
yeah,
because he
but
was the other one. He
I
was the
think
other front runner.
did y'all see after the game last night?
Uh-uh.
They asked whoever was interviewing Lamar Jackson after the game last night, asked him straight up, like how you feel about this might be your second MVP, man. They already done made up their mind. Like it's already like once they
Go ahead.
once the big media starts spreading, once the big networks start spreading it, it's gonna be Lamar Jackson hands down at this point. I don't think he can blow it. Like he done already beat like the rest of them that fell off, and now he done beat Purdy and McCaffrey head up. I think it's Lamar Jackson all the way.
That's fair to say. That's fair.
So with no bias whatsoever, I think it's still Christian McCaffrey's award.
I mean, I think it should be Christian McCaffrey. Since Tyreek Hill that slipped up the last couple of weeks, I think it should be. Tyreek Hill ankle is what got him though. But I think it should be McCaffrey too. But it's gonna be Lamar Jackson now after last night.
But I don't know.
It's hard to say that it won't be
100 yards rushing steal, 1,200 yards from scrimmage on the year. Like, I just think it's still, and like I said, that's no bias. I think it's Christian McCaffrey finally got his opportunity, and it's right here in front of him.
He got what? 21 touchdowns, Trey?
21 touchdowns on the year. Now the numbers, when you look at it, remember we just took a look at the other day with the numbers with McCaffrey with Brock, who of course he's out the conversation now. In my opinion, Dak, Jackson. So only thing that he has to claim to fame is that he's knocked off all these teams, which is saying no small feat. But when it comes down to it, when you look at numbers and all that type of stuff, it's like, what are we basing the MVP? Are we basing it off numbers? Are we basing it off of how important? Because we can say if Lamar isn't on that team, are they the team that they are? Is Coach Harbaugh like
nope.
so?
But can you say the same thing for McCaffrey though? If McCaffrey was to go down with an injury, would the 49ers still be that team?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think McCaffrey should win the award because he's doing the most for his team. But Lamar Jackson said, they already got the story. The storyline is real simple. They paid him all the money. He didn't have an agent. He got paid, and now his team is the one team. Like his team is the best team in football.
Right now, I said the sheer dominance yesterday. Baltimore is
they got the best. Don't they got the best record now?
Yeah, that was whoever won the game last night was going to walk away with the best record. Yeah. So, and but I would like to see. We'll see. I mean, it comes down. Okay? I'll say this: is Baltimore the favorite for the Super Bowl, or from the East? For the East, the Super Bowl.
Right now they are. Right now they are.
I think the AFC. I think the way the Chiefs looking. I was heavy on Mahomes, but the way they looking.
Yeah.
And I would look forward to seeing another. I would look forward to seeing another matchup against that. I mean, there's a lot of potential matchups to see again. San Francisco and Philadelphia, or San Francisco and Dallas. Then running back San Francisco.
Well, right now, if the playoffs was to start today, the Cowboys play Detroit, and the winner of that game.
I would tell you sorry.
Right now, if the playoffs started today, I saw it. We have Seattle, and then up top, Dallas has Detroit, and the winner of that game plays San Francisco. So, Dallas may have another chance at San Francisco if everything pans out the way it is right now. If everything stays the same going through these last 2 weeks of the regular season, that's where it would stand. But like you said, there's some changes that could happen within the next couple of games.
San Francisco could lose their next 2 games. Dallas can win their next 2. Philly can lose 1. It could be the whole. Everything can switch up.
Everything, right.
As a Cowboy fan,
Detroit can mess around.
As a Cowboy fan, I would love a scenario, like I told you, Trey. I would love a scenario where we could beat both of y'all. But the way we look right now, we don't look good enough to beat nobody on the road, and we're gonna have to do it from look like we coming from a 5th seed, so we're gonna have to do it on the road. And right now, we don't look like we can beat nobody on the road.
Cowboys
like nobody meaningful,
Lions, right? That's this week. Cowboys and Lions.
That's this week.
In Jerry's world. That's
at home. I think it's at home.
That's a hard pill to swallow there, Nate. Man, I don't know.
I think they playing at home. I don't think the Cowboys playing on the road. They playing at home.
Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow, bro.
Yeah, they undefeated at home, Nate. Just so you know.
Yeah. I'm talking about playoffs. We can't win. Like we can't talk about play. We're gonna probably be the 5th seed. We're gonna probably be the 5th seed the way it's looking. If everything stays the same.
Who's playing 5th
and
seed?
Then we'll play the 4th. We'll play number 4. We'll play whoever win that South division. Whoever win the NFC South.
Oh, that's the game. That's the game you wanted, though, right? Ain't that?
Yeah, I think we can win. I think we can win that game.
Right.
I think we can win that game, but I'm saying after that, we'll still have to probably be on the road after that. We won't get no home games. So I think, what we win one, like we win one in Tampa, and then we done. After that, the way we looking.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb has stepped up. I agree with you, Drunk. I had to sit up and kind of change my thoughts on CeeDee Lamb too. CeeDee Lamb.
I've been said that. Remember I said last year. Remember I was saying last year when we was talking to Applewhite, he was talking about CeeDee Lamb ain't the number 1 receiver in Dallas. Mm-hmm. Remember he argued me down that CeeDee Lamb wasn't the number 1 receiver. He isn't that dude.
It was clear Dak didn't want him to be. Dak tried everything in his power not to let it be CeeDee Lamb. You see, he kept going to Michael Gallup. He finally got off the Michael Gallup juice.
Trip. Yep.
So and let it happen. Like CD taking over. I just think CD. I mean, he tough, but I think he a little small. When it comes down to actually being a number 1 for a long period of time. I think he's small. I think he better as a number 2 and a slot, in my opinion.
When you say
find another number 1.
But when you say small, what do you mean? Because I know a few wide receivers in the NFL that was small and still considered number 1. Well, one mainly by the name of Steve Smith out of Carolina. Probably one of the small.
But how many Super Bowl trophies did Steve Smith get? I'm saying overall.
Okay, let's go with Odell Beckham. Let's go with Odell Beckham Jr. then. A number 1 who's not big.
But Odell, look at him though. Like Odell got broke up for a long time. He been hurt so much. All I'm saying is that size catches up with you and you'll be hurt. Like Tyreek Hill dealing with ankle problems right now. You know what I'm saying?
Another small one, right? But his speed.
That's what I'm saying. I just think when you take the hits and stuff, man, that's all I'm saying by small is that
durability.
I think that hurts you to be a number 1 for a long period of time.
Right. Durability. I get you. That makes sense. I understand where you coming from with that, CC. I do. But speed, you can't. Tyreek. The thing about Tyreek, the reason why he mentioned Tyreek, he's a special type of wide receiver. Tyreek runs great routes. He's not going to take any big hits because he's too damn fast. They really not. If they sending him across the middle of the field, he's not going to take any big hits because he's outrunning everybody across the middle of the field. He's outrunning everybody. So there's no way that Tyreek. That's why you don't never see Tyreek take big hits. He don't really take any big hits. Anytime you see him take somewhat of a big hit is if they did some end around type handoff to him, where everybody's in front of him. But if down the field, you ain't finna see Tyreek take no big hit because he's the furthest in front of everybody. How you take a big hit from behind? You can't.
But then you look at I think y'all saw the Browns with Cooper. I do agree with that though. You know what I'm saying? We miss
and he do lay down
Cooper.
Amari Cooper. Yeah, that was a trade. I don't know why y'all got him or let him go.
Well, he up there acting bad with the Browns right now.
But
what about Flacco? We ain't even talk about Flacco, man.
Brother, hold on.
Let's go.
Shut up, Trey.
Let's go.
How does Joe Flacco, 80-year-old behind, put up 50 points on fantasy, bro? How does Flacco, 80-year-old behind put up 50 points. Bro, where they do that at? 50 points?
Well, no. So Flacco put up 30 points. It was Cooper that put up 50 points.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, fact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I didn't start Cooper, but I started Flacco. Ooh,
I was like, bro, come on, man. And how does a wide receiver put up 50 points? That's who it was. It was Cooper. 50 points.
What's the Kitchens put up 50 points too? In
That's
fantasy,
that was an impressive performance by Cooper. Him and Flacco. I know they was playing the Texans, but man, you don't expect that from Flacco.
You really don't. What? How old is Flacco? 62?
Flacco is 38.
Man, good lord, bro. Come on.
I need him. Man. I need him again. I need you again, Flacco, next week.
Oh, he ain't finna do it again. He ain't finna repeat now. That ain't finna happen.
Who Cleveland play next week?
That ain't finna happen. They got who Cleveland got next week? I tell you, they got
AARP.
Yeah, they ain't doing what we at? That was week 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 17. So we in week 17, right? They got Cleveland has
we stuck. Is that
might. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna do it against the Jets, bro. That Jet defense is pretty decent.
Yeah, defense, man. It's like Commissioner Myers was saying. It's not Lamar Jackson. It's the defense. Like defenses. We all say defenses win ball games, but the defenses will make you or break you. So I look, boy. I need another one, Flacco. I need another one, baby. Need another one.
Nah,
I like Cleveland's defense because they stay away from what they got a good disciplined defense. Man, we get way too many penalties. Nothing worse than when you got a team third. I don't know what y'all think about that, but you got a team third and long, and then you get like a 5-yard penalty.
Why DJ is like that, man? I'm listening to the he said D. Watson raped Cleveland too.
Hey, love.
So,
man,
so are you saying you don't believe in your defense, Cornelius? Is that what you're saying?
He can't be. CC can't be saying that.
Like not on the road. Not on the road. I don't. I don't trust it. Man, we pick up too many penalties. Like, do y'all watch the games? Like, you see all the penalties our defense get. Like, we the most. Like, Mike McCarthy is not a disciplinarian, I guess, or a good coach when it comes to that, because this is like the third year in a row that we lead the league in penalties.
Penalty yards. Yeah.
Yep. Penalties. Like, we lead the league in penalties again. We the most penalized team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. And that says that and that's definitely a reflection on the coaching, because that means you're not holding anybody accountable for the costly mistakes like that. So I totally agree with you on that one, because I feel like we have costly penalties too, like just dumb bonehead penalties that we should not be getting.
Right, like some of those penalties, especially the personal fouls. Like by now you should know.
Yeah.
By now you should know how to hit the quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, CC, to be devil's advocate with that, right? With these quarterbacks, bro, like some of these things, like CC, I want to ask you, right? If a player, a defensive player, defensive lineman, or a linebacker is headed toward the quarterback, and is about to hit him in motion, he's in motion, ball's thrown. What is the lineman, defensive player supposed to do? There's nothing he can do. I literally watched one of my players got roughing the passer. As he was hitting him, and the ball was thrown. As he was hitting him, he was coming down. He had his arms literally out like this. Like he didn't have his arms wrapped around him no more. He had his arms literally out like this, like he was flying. And they still gave him a roughing the passer. Bro, if he's in motion, what do you want the guy to do? There's nothing he can do. If he threw the ball a split second before I made contact, I have no other option. I get it in some cases, but then other cases, it's like I watch my defense get penalties. Like DeMarcus Lawrence, he get a roughing the passer call because like. At the end of the play, you already jumped up and tried to knock the ball down, but at the end of the play, you just got to push him. Why? Don't you touch him? Yeah, that's like, at that point. Yeah, that's
I mean, you
bonehead.
feel what I'm
That's
saying? Like,
bonehead. Yeah, that's bonehead.
like the stuff that you can control is what I'm talking about. It's like, why
Right,
are you pushing them? Like, you don't even have to
right,
put your hands on them at that point.
right. That's bonehead.
Um,
But to be safe about that, I'm gonna tell you why a lot of players do that. Frustration. You only do that because you're frustrated. You haven't had an opportunity to put your hands on the quarterback. When you're a defensive player, especially a defensive lineman or a defensive linebacker, mainly the defensive lineman, when you've tried all night, even you said they sacked him one time. When you have tried all night and you went deep into your book of moves to try and get to that quarterback, and you didn't get a chance to touch him, but you got this one opportunity, you think you have an opportunity to get away with a slight push to be able to put your hands on him, that's what causes that.
yeah, I mean,
Frustration.
I get it, but
It don't make sense. It don't make it. I mean, it makes sense, but it. I mean, I totally understand. It's a bonehead play, but that's what it is, bro. It's frustration. You're upset because you feel like you had the opportune time, or you was seconds away from hitting them from making a pass and you missed it, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You had him in your grasp and you didn't, and you couldn't bring him down. That's frustration, bro. Especially because that's your position. You're there to get the quarterback, and you didn't get that. You didn't do it the entire game. 4 quarters, 15 minutes per quarter, and you didn't touch that joker not one time. Come on, bro. You gonna be
yeah.
frustrated. But it don't make it don't make it right. I'm with you on that one, CC. It don't make it right, but that's what it is. A lot of linemen will tell you that.
I think they're going to take a little comprehensive look, a little more in depth look into the rule book this offseason, because like at this point, it's like, what is the rules as far as I've known them, as you know, saying in 47 years of life, they've changed evidently over it without us knowing. Like it's basically, and it comes, you know what, it comes down to the interpretation, honestly. I mean, officiating, Bishop, you officiate, I officiate, DJ officiate. It comes down to the interpretation, and usually what happens is the white cap, who is usually someone who is more experienced than the other officials on the court on the field, are the ones that be like, hey, when a call's made, to step and confer and be like, okay, this was the call. This is what the call is, and you get, you know, saying a little brief is all right. Even you wave your flag or you step and do whatever. So, but it's really an interpretation of what it has come, and it seems to continue to evolve every year to where we look at it and we went from just okay, it was a bobble to he didn't make a football move to all this other stuff. Like I still say that that was not an interception on what was that, Monday night or the Seattle game, but I mean, it wasn't. And but everyone else seen differently. I was like, you look at it, it was not a touchdown. Matter of fact, DJ, if you're still in there as an official, was that a touch? Was that an interception by Love during the Seattle Seahawks Philadelphia game, but last week? But in any case, it just is a.
And we had that same thing last night, Trey, when DeAndre Swift made that cutback run, and they said his knee hit the ground.
It looked like it did, but I don't think it did. It looked
like
it
did. I didn't see.
He was across the line already when he hit it.
No, when he hit what?
He had crossed the line already when he had crossed the goal line when his knee came down.
No, he wasn't. This was like a 15 or 20 yard run.
You're talking about that run
where he
they
changed
didn't change
direction.
that call though, did they? They didn't call it back, did they?
Yeah, they called it back. They changed the direction where he changed direction. He was going one way. Oh boy, grabbed him and he almost hit he almost went down in his knee. They said his knee hit the ground, but it didn't, in my opinion, because again, when it's all said and done, again, like Trey said, it's a judgment call. But if your knee don't hit that ground, I feel like you're gonna see pellets. Just like we say about the foot on old boy for the love. But I didn't see pellets, but he scores, but they call it back. They call it back. They call the touchdown back. We end up scoring anyway, but they call that touch. I think we score. Do we score a touchdown or a field goal? We might have scored a field goal on that one. But either way, they call that back. So you're right. It is a judgment call. Everything is a judgment call when it comes to certain plays like that.
So going back, it just made me think about something because I had actually thought about it prior to and what DJ was saying about the whole Deshaun Watson. I was thinking like, is this a move? But not saying that he raped the Browns, but what is Deshaun in trouble, or is really Flacco just really a filler at this point? So let's say Flacco takes this team to the AFC Championship game. does he earn the right to compete for a position next year, or does Deshaun just come back in and take
that puts Flacco at 38?
39?
Man, they paying Deshaun way too much money not to be like Deshaun is that guy. I think the money trumps all of that. I think
you can't say that, CC.
I do think Flacco.
No, he can say it because that's what I was saying the whole time about Trey Lance.
But that's what I say. And look what Trey Lance is at. He gone.
Yeah, I think it's
but it took time.
It took a season.
Flacco
It didn't even take a season. He was going in the off season.
But they paid him too much money, man. Like they paid Deshaun way too much.
Uh-huh.
I got they ain't played Trey Lance that much money like they played Deshaun. But
truth is, he got a guaranteed contract. All his money guaranteed. If you Cleveland, that'd be a bad business decision to bench him long term.
That's what I was saying about Trey Lance.
That's exactly what he was
That's
saying.
exactly the same thing I say about Trey Lance.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
That's why I brought it up. Yeah.
But the only difference
Trey Lance didn't get the money though. He didn't get money.
He didn't get no money like
lost
Watson.
draft picks. Y'all just lost draft picks getting him. Y'all didn't money.
That's but I'm saying
he's still under his rookie contract. Y'all didn't pay him.
So look at it like this, right? If he's earning his rookie contract still, but taking consideration like this, if I trade Deshaun Watson, that money goes with Deshaun Watson. I don't get my draft picks back for trading Trey Lance. I just got to take what it is. The money goes with him. So, so it's different. The capital is different for the most part. If Deshaun
so what's more important?
They're not going
to trade the money or the picks?
The money. Because the cap. It ain't like baseball. What would y'all think if NFL had a capless could do like baseball,
and you
can just spend money.
Yeah, have
like the no cap. I think as Dallas Cowboys we'll have all the players. I think that's gonna happen. I think America's team will have all the players.
if it was a capless season in the NFL, oh my. I wonder
Jerry Jones gonna spend all the money, man.
I wonder who would be the team that would be able to pull everyone who bring all the boys to the yard.
I just told you.
You think it's Dallas? It'd be Dallas.
Who got the most money to spend? Jerry Jones, man. Jerry. I think next would be like the Rams or something, man. Them LA teams get money. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're a small market team, you'll be hurting. You'll be hurting in football. Like the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, 45 cents for tickets. They would never win a game. Like, they would never win. I'm just saying, if they had it like, if football did it like that, no doubt in my mind, it would be the Dallas Cowboys. It would be the Dallas Cowboys, hands down.
It's not physical. So no cat ain't a big deal, but NFL too physical for every good player to be on one team. For a family guy.
I like the way that they had a mix, the mix of players. It makes it interesting. I don't like, in no sport do I never like the fact that the worst team get the highest pick. I never like that scenario. No, I never like that, because a lot of these players that you end up getting, they winners, man. You take winners and turn them into losers, unless they can Joe Burrow. But how many come in and do what Joe Burrow do? You know what I'm saying? Quarterbacks. How many come in and turn a franchise around real quick like that and make them relevant? Not a lot of them. Like, you looking 5-6 years before these players really prove themselves and stuff like that, but they got to go through all this mediocrity, all this losing. Like, you take Marvin Harrison Jr. All he knows is to win at Ohio State. Like, like win 10 plus games a year or this, that, whatever. Then he gonna come in, you know what I'm saying? Then he gonna come into a team, like, maybe, who knows where he gonna end up? Probably 2-3. He gonna go to the 4-11 Patriots, or you know what I'm saying, who ain't been good in the last 3 years or something. He gonna go somewhere where it's not that good unless somebody move up and draft him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you think
that's what I think?
Do you think everyone should go to probably a draft lottery? Like can you see an NFL draft lottery like the NBA?
I think that'll be better, and you get some of these players a shot. I mean, you mentioned it yourself, Caleb Williams. Y'all dude don't even want to come to the pros because he don't want to go to a sorry team.
Correct.
But it's like if you first overall draft pick, you go into a sorry team. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? Unless somebody trades up to get you, unless another team trades, unless a playoff team trades up to get you, you go into a sorry team. I mean, you know.
So what? I mean, what would have been definitely would have been
help.
And so what would have been a definite in the case is if Chicago hadn't traded away, could you see Caleb? We know Caleb wouldn't be the number one draft pick because Carolina just drafted Bryce Young. So I don't have the what's called in front of me to see who.
You don't have what?
The draft. What the
I got the draft order in front of me. I got the draft order.
So if Chicago.
Chicago,
if Carolina had to get that pickup, who would be the second? Who would be the second draft?
Arizona.
Because the first.
So the top five, the Chicago, right? The first pick is going to Chicago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Carolina stays the sorry team.
Right. So it's Chicago. I mean, right now, it would be Chicago. Arizona's number 2, got the number 2 pick. Right. Washington got the number 3 pick. New England got pick 4, and the Giants got pick 5. Those are the top 5 picks.
I like this. If Caleb comes out, I'd like to see him go to Washington.
That's a good possibility.
Commanders, I would like, or even if he stayed 5 and went to the Giants or something, that'd be a better organization than
New England.
Y'all think
New England?
Yes, because
it depends on.
Yeah, go ahead, TC.
I was gonna say it depends on what Belichick doing, man.
That part. That's the only thing. That's the deciding factor. Because I feel like Caleb would love to go to New England because of Belichick, only because he has an opportunity to work with one of the greatest coaches of all time. That's the only reason. But like CC says, it all depends on what Belichick is doing and where he.
So, out of the top 5, I think the only team with weapons is Washington.
Yeah,
with a barrel of riches is Washington.
Yeah,
out of the top 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
even with Belichick being there, I don't know if Belichick is that dude anymore. I just don't know because I wonder. Like, okay, Tom Brady was an exceptional player, but was it Tom or was it Belichick that got them Super Bowls?
Man, it was both, and everybody knows it was both. Because Tom, man, look at how they won some of those Super Bowls. Y'all acting like Tom threw all these great yards.
Yeah, you're right.
It's both.
You know what I'm saying? He had what? Tom had what? Two outstanding Super Bowls where he threw for a bunch of yards.
We don't know.
What he lost, right? He lost to Philly, right? When he threw for 500.
Yeah,
the most he ever threw.
Right.
Come on, man. They beat the Rams, 13-10. Like, what did Tom do in that Super Bowl?
Yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It was both of them. I totally agree. Yeah, but that's the top 5, man.
Yeah, so I think Caleb would be best in Washington. Washington has weapons, and that would be where I would want to go if I was a potential top 5 quarterback. I would want to go to Washington. I don't even want the first draft pick. I don't even want to be the first draft pick overall.
Well, wouldn't it matter what coach and stuff going to be in? Well, probably not to a player coming in. They got to play for whatever coach. But I'm saying, Washington look like they're going to go through a transition after this season.
You think boy
if Bieniemy still going to be there, what's the odds of Rivera getting fired and Bieniemy being moved on as the offensive coordinator for the most part? I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, normally when they get rid of the coach, like new coaches normally they want their own offensive coordinators and stuff, you know.
Correct.
Typically.
And then mind you, now this is not thing. This is we know why Trey is talking about Caleb because he's coming out of USC, but we all know May is a huge prospect as well out of North Carolina. So May is a huge prospect. So I don't know.
But yeah, so why did Sam Howell get benched? Like Brissett, I saw Brissett. Like I don't think Howell was hurt, right? Like he just got benched, right?
Yeah, he just got benched.
Yeah, I think he got benched.
Jacoby Brissett. Like you got benched for Jacoby Brissett. Like No knock on Brissett, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. So, but speaking of that, USC plays. Even though Caleb isn't going to be playing, USC plays tonight. They play their bowl game tonight. I like
What
Penny.
is it? Toilet bowl? Oh, my bad. That's not what it's called. Oh
No, it's not called the toilet bowl.
oh.
And I was about to say, what about y'all bowl? But I know where y'all playing and why y'all playing there. So
Yeah, Alamo, and we're right here. And I'm gonna be there. I'm there, right here to watch Arizona take this L.
I don't think they taking the L.
But how you gonna have an Alamo Bowl and neither team from Texas? That don't even make sense.
That's what it's the Big 12 and the Pac-12 champion, I think.
Yeah,
Not
I know.
champion, but
Runner-ups. At large.
Yeah, at large. Yeah. We got old Arizona. We gonna win. And I'm there. I already got my ticket. I'm there. Thursday night. I'm at the game. Look for me.
No Caleb.
USC no Caleb. USC no Caleb.
And you see Malachi Nelson went is in the portal. Oh, did you see what's going on in the portal?
Yeah, a lot.
Georgia is cleaning up.
Yeah, a lot.
They got NTN from Florida. They just got they got the top wide receiver from Miami. Like Georgia trying to make some moves.
Well, see, this is the thing. We still got the Big Four, the Final Four game. The Final Four game. So that's
going. You think anyone leave? You think someone's going to leave from those teams? Big names going to leave from any of those teams?
It all depends on how it play out. Michigan, Alabama, and this is the thing. Georgia didn't even make it in. So yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Texas already lost a quarterback to the portal, right? Murphy or whatever already.
We lost ours too.
Murphy went to where he ended up going. I had just seen it earlier. He went to where did Murphy end up going? Duke.
Duke, that's where he went. Yep. I'm glad ours left too. I'm so happy he went to Oregon.
Talking about Dylan
right on the wall.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel. I'm glad he left. He didn't want to see them. He didn't want to see the SEC. Dylan didn't want to see the SEC.
People running from the
SEC. They didn't want to see the SEC. He was like, I seen enough over in the Big 12. I don't want to go over there. Them boys hit over there. That's the closest to the NFL you can get to over there in the SEC.
What time is your game on Thursday?
I think it's 7:00.
Okay. Well, you say Oregon stole UCLA, Oklahoma's QB. I don't know what they do.
Oregon stole UCLA and Oklahoma QB. I don't know what they doing.
So the next show that we plan on doing is Thursday. I don't know if you want to be a part of this, Bishop, because we're going to go. I got to touch in with BA. Cornelius is here. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about, because this is the last a couple of days, 50 years of hip hop. So we're gonna go. I know I see it seems to pique your interest. So Thursday morning we're gonna talk about hip hop. We're connected to sports as we can. We might talk a little about sport, but the idea is to talk about the 50 years of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it get your mind right on what it don't come with no BS. You know what I'm saying? All New York rappers or something like that. Is there any rappers out of Oklahoma? Do you remember? Was there any hot rappers out of Oklahoma?
So so y'all have a good day, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Never heard of him.
Ain't no good and well. He always got jokes, man. Always got.
I was just wondering whether any hot rappers is possible.
I know that's a payback.
Sometimes we don't hear stuff like that.
Don't worry about it. I know it's the hot. I know that's Nathan. Don't laugh at that. Don't laugh. I know that's a payback.
Your blood comes from New York, so we know it's plenty. Although I don't know the conversation about New Yorkers where hip hop originated and all that type of stuff. Well, it did originate there.
That's right. Don't do it. That's right.
But yeah,
I know the show gonna be Thursday. But is Nas overrated? Like for real?
No, not at all.
Is Nas overrated?
Not at all. But I'm happy to be on the show. What time? The same time, same back
Same
channel?
time, you know, how we get in. I'll see if
Yeah.
I can get a couple of people so we can have a conversation about, 50 years, what it was like when you first, what was your first thing when you first started getting like buying into music and stuff like that. So I think that's going to actually be a spin-off, but it's going to be, that's probably going to Nas mad overrated.
Here we go. It's already here come the nonsense. Here go.
So we definitely on Thursday. That's where we're gonna be at. I will see if who else we can get on to have the conversation and bring into it. So, but of course, we greatly appreciate y'all tapping in this morning. Plenty more, of course. Like I said, the season's really actually just getting started. When you think about it, NBA, we're going colleges, we're gonna pop it off. Purdue, #1 in the country. But I hear that Houston is coming, but Houston's always coming for the most part in the last couple of years. So we'll see how that goes. Greatly appreciate y'all tapping in this morning. Drunk, ain't seen you in a while. Just like he said, he ain't seen Bishop in a while. Nate, you know what I'm saying, popping in. I know people enjoy their Christmas yesterday, so they probably had a little time off. So basically here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Happy holidays. Getting ready for the New Year's. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up. Let us know what y'all doing for the New Year's. Greatly appreciate it. Gentlemen, before we get out here, any last words?
Man, happy holidays again. And I'm looking forward to that conversation.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Thursday, 50 years of hip hop. So, of course, like I said, from us to y'all, we greatly appreciate y'all. See y'all on Thursday. Be ready to have that. Don't come with do y'all homework. Don't come with no BS and these what ifs. No biased conversations. We gonna find us a OKC rapper that, you know what I'm saying, that has some buzz, and we gonna sit up and put it out there and sit up and give them a shout out. Until then, enjoy y'all day. Peace. We out of here.
Have a good